Hey guys, welcome back. BDCKR here, and we are back with our weekly recap of all things Injustice. The current character challenge is for Earth 2 Solomon and Grundy, and that is a 1 week repeat. And the required characters for that are Wonder Woman, Cyborg, and Sinestro. You can get us at Silver, Bronze, and Bronze respectively, so it's pretty easy for newcomers to get the required characters for this challenge.
Yeah, just to unlock it, that's the most important thing.
Yeah.
So I like Earth 2 Solomon Grundy. He's got decent, not the best, but high-ish stats.
Mm-hmm.
What's interesting, he's got a 3-part passive, and it's really good. So what keeps him from being great is how slow he is.
Yeah.
Like all Solomon Grundys.
Yeah.
So Death and Decay, when Solomon Grundy is in combat, his death aura does a damage over time to the enemy. There's a chance to decay a piece of gear for the whole match on tagging, which is basically making it not functional.
Mm-hmm.
And opponents gain power twice as slow when they fight Solomon Grundy or any of his Earth 2 teammates, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, twice as slow is half as fast.
Which, yeah.
Yeah.
So the damage over time is nice. It's not game-changing. There's just not enough of it. The chance to disable one piece of gear for the whole fight, and you compare that to other gear-disabling opportunities, like the Claw of Horus, which is only until tag out, Dawn of Justice Superman for only 1 minute. Entire fight, you can shift the entire fight just with that one passive.
Yeah.
Problem is, it doesn't engage consistently enough. I mean, most passives that you want to use as strategies for building a team around, you almost have to have it engage all the time.
Yeah, you want it to engage more than half the time, and you want it to feel like most of the time.
Because otherwise, you're going to spend most of the time without that, and so you're just building a team that can actually win without the passive, right? But the power dampening is what you can build a team around.
Yeah.
And we've got a multiplayer video highlighting Earth 2 Solomon Grundy, and we'll put the link in the description and in the eye in the top right corner. But I think the most interesting part of, optimizing a power dampening Earth 2 Solomon Grundy is instead of having a full Earth 2 team, which would be the obvious thing to do, since they all have synergy, is to have an Earth 2 team that switches out Earth 2 Hawkgirl and put in Killer Frost instead.
Yeah, but not actually have her in.
Oh, you mean play her?
Yeah, you don't actually use her actively very often at all.
Well, you don't have to, but I mean, you can use her in the role, right?
That's true.
So, because it's basically leaning into the whole power dampening thing, and you're pretty much protected against every special except when they have Tantu Totem, and they always do, but it means that most of the time you're not really worried about the biggest damage coming in at you, which is from specials.
Yeah.
So it's a fun team. It's definitely worth it. Earth 2 Solomon Grundy is great.
For this week's multiplayer reward, we have the Alien Artifact, which becomes the Mother Box. It gives you, when it's maxed out, 28% max health increase, 30% chance to blink against Special 2, and the evolved ability, which goes up to 100% power drain chance at the start of the match.
And I think we've made the case before, and we'll say it again now because it's back this week. It's not really a legendary gear.
Or it's not as good as.
Yeah, it's not a great gear despite being 4.5 stars. So the health boost, okay. It's a waste for us since we play for high damage, fast fights. We're not really a defense first kind of team. Dodging Special 2 would be okay if the percentage were higher.
Yeah.
Because, it's just like we were saying earlier, right? When something happens only a small percentage of the time, it's interesting, but you can't build your strategy around it.
Yeah.
And the power drain against the opponent's first slot character, I mean, it's good that it doesn't matter where you have Mother Box equipped, because you can have it on your guy that's not present and drain the power of your the first opponent, right?
Yeah.
But, that doesn't make enough of a difference to us, because unless they've got Astro Harness, our strategy at the beginning is just to wail on the first opponent and have them out as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and the problem is that even though this is maybe useful sometimes, it's one of those abilities that is useful so situationally, and you really don't have control over when. So this isn't a gear that's consistently good, it's a gear that has its moments, which is not generally something worth putting on a character for offense, at least.
Yeah, and the thing is, too, sometimes I actually look forward to seeing the Mother Box on the first slot of the opponent. I mean, with our Justice League team, which we use every week in our P and Q and C and A and T team, I got that right, dodging the Special 2 that we have from our new 52 Wonder Woman, it works to our advantage because with Tantu Totem, she gets her power back. Because of her passive, it gives us a chance to charge up the power for all her teammates. The more special 2s she gets without doing any damage, right? So I'm actually happy when Mother Box engages a couple of times at the beginning.
Yeah.
Because then we're all powered up and then we're ready to wail on them.
Yeah, Blink would be better if the meta now would totally ignore anything that made you ignore specials, because the person who needs to be dealing damage with specials is getting through whether you make their special not deal any damage to or not.
Right.
You're not taking anything away from them anymore.
Right.
So there we go. In the store, we have Teen Titans Raven, and that is $27 Canadian. So I don't know how much that is US. Probably about $20.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. It's only one copy. It won't unlock in your store. So if you want all the copies, you have to keep buying it. Or in all likelihood, you could just wait a week for next week's challenge, because usually that's what this means.
Right. There's another pack, they're introducing new packs. The problem is they're all costing real money.
Yeah.
So there's a Women of Power pack, which is also $27 Canadian. And it's got Justice League Wonder Woman and Arkham Knight Harley Quinn. And some of these with multiple characters, they're almost worth it. But it's the same problem, right? It doesn't unlock in your store. It's just the one copy. The thing is that this is the best Harley Quinn. Maybe not the best. Suicide Squad Harley Quinn is pretty good. But this is the Harley Quinn that makes me think twice before using my usual multiplayer strategy of just immediately tagging in my Tantu Totem geared specialist right at the beginning of the fight. Justice League Wonder Woman, also interesting because she came out at the same time as the New 52 Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And actually, technically, that's Justice League Wonder Woman. That is New 52 Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
So, but the New 52 Wonder Woman is the best Wonder Woman as far as helping out her team by generating a butt ton of power.
Yeah.
So, but that also, when we're looking at the packs, it also means that we don't have any new packs in the rotation that you can get for power credits.
Which is unfortunate. It seems like they've definitely purposefully moved away from that model.
Yeah.
In entirety from the looks of it.
Right.
So anyways, in Survivor, we have the LexCorp gear set until the 29th of May, 2019.
One more week.
Mm-hmm. And some people are reporting getting the announced gear plus Suicide Squad companion gears when disconnected from the internet, trying to exploit the airplane mode / refund glitch. We haven't been getting that, and that might be because of how we do it, which is we don't disconnect from the internet until we are on the ha page and right before we make our first
that
selection.
Last moment before we pick. So other stuff that's happening is there's bonus experience for the next 4 days. You get double the experience. And it might sometimes look like you're not getting double because if you touch it too quick, you might go off the screen, but you're getting all of it.
Yeah.
Phantom Zone is not back. It's still done. And Fight 62 is still broken.
So there we go. Moving on to the current glitches, just remember that every working glitch is explained in a video as part of the playlist that you can reach by clicking the I in the top right corner of this video. We are Android only, so we're only able to confirm these glitches for Android. Just a quick spoiler alert, nothing has changed this week, so if this is what you've been waiting for, you're looking to see if something's different, you can go ahead and click off the video now. And just another reminder to people that the playlist is updated as frequently as we are aware that there is an update to be made. Right. So if you're ever curious if something's working or not, that's the place that you want to look first.
And if you don't want to wait until Thursday night.
Yeah.
Right. So maybe we'll start with the significant not working glitches, because there's been a history of things that have worked and people are always curious, well, does this work anymore?
Yeah.
And that we can't answer in the playlist.
Yeah,
right?
You can check the playlist if a glitch is there. You can't check the playlist if a glitch isn't there unless you know exactly what you're looking for.
Yeah, by omission.
You have to look at everything else first.
So we'll link to our P&Q and CNA&T Season 6, Episode 9, where we talk about a glitch that people have been using that requires 2 devices. We don't include that in our working glitch list because of reasons that we talk about at length in there.
Yeah.
That's mainly the dangers of it.
It's just potential ban risk, basically, is the long and short of it.
Right. So there used to be a glitch for getting past season rewards repeatedly. That's not working. There used to be a glitch for getting multiplayer season rewards early. That's also not working.
Mm-hmm.
And Phantom Zone isn't there, but when it was, the Phantom Zone glitch was also not working either.
There we go. Now we can get to the working glitches. The breakthrough glitch to let you play it repeatedly is still working. We've got a comment that we've cut and pasted into the description with a potential solution for people who are having trouble playing extra breakthroughs. We can't confirm whether or not this works since we're not having the same problem, but it's there if you want it.
Yeah, the challenge reset method, the one that requires Google Play Cloud Save, is still working. It's been confirmed on the current Earth to Solomon Grundy challenge. And I mean, Phantom Zone's not there. Just a reminder, though, that it can reset the Phantom Zone progress. And, you know, one thought that comes to me rather late is that if you want to farm Valorium Alloy, you could actually try to reset Phantom Zone progress intentionally before you get each crystal. But that seems really tedious for the amount of Valorium Alloy that you're going to get. Not a really productive use of playing time.
Yeah.
But if that's your only way, because right now, Phantom Zone's the only way you can get it, and there's no way to buy it.
Yeah. But that would also make it look like you've got hacked content, potentially.
Well, yeah, it definitely looks like you're cheating.
Yeah.
For sure. Like, you can't do that without exploiting the reset of progress.
Mm-hmm. The airplane mode / refund glitch is still working, and that's good for packs with random drops and last laugh tickets. It doesn't work in the Phantom Zone because it requires an online connection, although it doesn't matter right now. People have been saying they can use it for the Phantom Zone or a similar method to basically get your rewards a second time by logging out before the final boss fight and switching accounts immediately if you don't like your reward. But that looks like it's iOS users.
Right. And just a reminder too, because of the difference in price between the cheapest nth metal pack where you can get metal characters, which is 200, and the selling price for an nth metal, which is 240, there's also potential to farm nth metal with that glitch. Mm-hmm. But again, it's not a really efficient use of your time for the numbers.
Especially because, as we just mentioned, Valorium Alloy, there's only one way to get it, which is Phantom Zone, and there's a sort of realistic cap. Even if you were the most lucky you could be, we don't know exactly how much it is, but that's definitely not enough to have a full team of maxed out specials or even full characters maxed out stats right now. So,
although I'll say, if you're going to prioritize anything, to me, Catwoman is the best metal, and I would prioritize fully unlocking her passive if you can.
Yeah, that's true. Time shifting still works in Android for unlimited survivor play and energy recharges. As always, return your clock back to normal before you finish. Free energy without having to watch the video still works. We've been getting the button ungrayed out intermittently, and we definitely don't need to watch the video when the button is there for us to click.
Right. So that leaves us with our final sort of not working and it's not really, like, it's that limbo in between where
it is a glitch that is neither working nor not working.
Yeah.
Or it is one or the other. We just have no way of knowing.
It's in that, what's that thing when it's quantum?
It's technically not a superposition. That's the word you're looking for, but it can't be because it's one or the other. It's a superposition to us.
Yeah, so it's the promotion glitch where you used to be able to use credits to promote a character that was not unlocked in your store that you shouldn't be able to buy, but the conditions haven't been there since update 2.14, and we're at update 3.2 now. Mm-hmm. So we're going to remove it from the list once the conditions have been right and it actually fails us for the first time.
So we're probably never going to remove it from the list.
Because the conditions are probably never coming back.
Yeah. Just to finish up, done talking about Injustice, let's talk about us for a second. We've got a Patreon, patreon.com/bdckr, or clicking on our icon in the bottom right corner at the end of the video. And if you watch YouTube, or if you watch any of our videos, you probably know what Patreon is and how it works. You can give us money. You can give us money every month if you want to. And you don't have to. We don't expect it from you. But that's what makes it extra special when people do actually make that choice.
And we don't do it often. Every once in a while, we do have content on there that's exclusive to patrons. Mm-hmm. And the most interesting usually is stuff where it's pack opening data that sometimes we'll put up there first before we make a video in case we don't ever get around to making a pack opening video.
Yeah, and there's other little stuff. Like, I know when we did our podcast, the first episode was up there early.
Oh, that's true.
Before we had launched it properly, just as soon as it was done, we put I think the audio file just by itself up before we even really had a feed set up properly. So little stuff like that if you want to get in. But really, that's not what it's about. It's people who make the decision to support us, and we are crazy appreciative to the people who do.
We're crazy and we're appreciative.
And speaking of that...
Yeah, so we want to thank the people who've already been supporting us. Big shout out and thank you to Console Peasant, who's supporting us at the top tier Last Word.
For a while now.
A long time.
Most of these people actually have been supporting us for a while.
Yeah. John Ariema supporting us at the Your Message Here tier. And Sean Farrell, Daniel Simonson, and Aaron Mall, who are supporting us on the credited level. And finally, Eddie G., Chris Wolf, and Lazo Georgiades at the gratitude level.
So thank you all so much for your support, and thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Komoda.